The opening remarks really were to introduce Andrew Hauser, the Executive Director at the Bank of England responsible for markets, who also chairs the Foreign Exchange Committee, and he was giving us an update on the Global Code of Conduct and how the central banks are rolling it out not only to the sell side, which is more their remit, but also to the buy side firms. And that is indeed why the Hive conference is so important in this. The summary really is that the take-up of the Code of Conduct in the form of the signing of the Statement of Commitment has been exceptional. It's over 600 market participants have signed up, but the bulk of them so far are sell-side firms. So what we want to do is to reach out to the buy-side firms to understand better what their requirements are from the Code of Conduct, what particular issues they might have, and where we can help them identify mitigants to those particular issues. What I see over the next year or 2 years, we've got to divide between developments with the Global Code, which are really worth watching because it's a very important part of market infrastructure now. Behaviour was identified as part of the problem with the financial crash. So getting conduct and behaviour right is part of the infrastructure of the market. So that's ongoing work. There will be some changes. It is work in progress. It's a living document. Looking at the foreign exchange market in a more broad direction, the two biggest issues next year are going to be the following. It's going to be about macro issues. It's going to be about politics more than economics. There will be some big economic events on the horizon, but the political events are overtaking. So that will be the big thing to watch for during 2019 and probably 2020. In terms of activities which a lot of people don't really pick up on, the number of currency pairs being traded is increasing quite dramatically, particularly in Asia. There are lots of reasons for this. The markets are becoming much sounder, much more mature, there's more liquidity, but also because people want an alternative now to the dollar, quite clearly. And we're seeing, since the RMB joined the SDR, which is 2 years ago, an increased interest in cross-currency pairs using the RMB. So I would say, for the big picture, it's going to be about macro politics, a bit about macroeconomics, but behind that, the market infrastructure is going to develop with many more currency pairs traded in an environment where we're going to get more volatility and more volumes. The Hive conference here is always a networking event, probably above everything else, but people are swapping information in a number of areas which are crucial to them about market infrastructure and about their own ways in which they trade. There are different types of buy-side firms, and that comes through very strongly here, and they don't always have the same interest, but what I do see here is people reaching out and finding out what other delegates are doing, and that's very helpful.